Good afternoon. I am Isabel Joy D. Andriatico, and I am here to talk about word processor alternative Dropbox Paper. My presentation has three parts. First is the introduction, second is the similarities between Dropbox Paper and Google Document, and the third is the differences between the two. First part, introduction. Launched in January 2017, Dropbox Paper, or simply known as Paper, is a free collaborative word processor developed by Dropbox, originating from the company's acquisition of document collaboration company Hackpad in April 2017. It offers a web application as well as mobile apps for both Android and iOS devices. Dropbox Paper has become the new rival of the famous or the mainstream Google Document. For now, the second part, Dropbox Paper versus Google Docs, the similarities. So the following are the common features to both Dropbox Paper and the Google Document. First is inviting people to edit a file. For collaborating, Dropbox Paper is about the same as Google Drive. You can invite people to edit a file by sharing it, adding them via email, or posting a link. You can also set whether anyone with the link can edit the doc or only those with an invitation, and whether they can comment, share, or edit. Also, everyone invited to the doc can edit it simultaneously, and their position is marked by a cursor corresponding to a color that is assigned to them. Second similarity is the user collaboration. Both apps handle collaboration in a similar way. After you've shared your document, invited collaborators can edit it simultaneously and their position is marked by a cursor. Changes made by different people correspond to different colors, so it's easy to spot who did what. Document history will create versions that match the changes made by different authors. The third part of my presentation is the differences between Dropbox Paper versus Google Document. So the following are the features unique to Dropbox Paper alone and shows its edge from the mainstream Google Document. So one of the unique features of Dropbox Paper is its support for embedding rich media from 29 websites and services in page. So you can embed SoundCloud clip, Spotify music, YouTube link, or an image, a tweet, Pinterest, or Instagram. Second, it offers many integrations including Dropbox, Google Drive, Airtable, Trello, YouTube, Spotify, Vimeo, Prezi, and more. There are several of a more specific nature of integration as well. For instance, if you're a designer, you may find the InVision, Figma, Framer, Lucidchart, or Marvel integration useful. If you're a coder, you might get some use of its integration with GitHub. Third, if you're looking for a program you can use to create a document that doesn't just link to different media but contains them in an interactive format, Dropbox Paper might be what you want. For example, a teacher may use it to create a lesson or homework assignment that uses multiple educational YouTube videos in sequence, separated by questions and white space for answers, and concluding it with a full Prezi presentation. They could then share a copy with each student using Dropbox Paper. Fourth, it creates code blocks. So another cool feature of Dropbox Paper is the code block. If you insert code in Dropbox Paper, as long as the code is in one of the 32 languages it knows, it will automatically detect which language you're using and highlight the syntax based on function. While you can't compile or run the code, the highlights that you quickly scan and keep track of what you've written. So another edge of Dropbox Paper from Google Doc is that Paper supports the system called LaTeX. It is designed to make it easy to represent scientific and technical equations. It is also good for people who would rather Type a short set of commands and let someone else or a computer make the formatting look good. Second to the last is the task scheduling system. Unlike Google Drive, you can insert a checklist box which enables you to create tasks and then assign them to a contributor, set a due date, and check them off when you're done. The last edge of Dropbox Paper from Google Document is the so-called presentation mode. Paper can transition from editing mode to presentation mode by clicking a button on the top bar that looks like a square of YouTube logo. From there, the user can present his or her document like a PowerPoint presentation or a Google slide. So for a quick recap, the similarities of Dropbox Paper and Google Docs is that it invites people to edit a file and the user collaboration feature. The difference between the two, or the edge of Dropbox Paper from Google Document, the mainstream Google Document, is it supports rich media embedding. It offers many integrations. It contains media in an interactive format. It creates code block. The use of scientific and technical equations, and task scheduling system. Lastly, the presentation mode. So in a nutshell, Dropbox Paper is flexible, allowing teams of all sizes to come together to create, review, revise, manage, and organize creative ideas in a document. It is praiseworthy for its collaborative functionality, including task assignments, comments, and revision history, as well as its supports for rich media integration and its wonderful UI. With that being said, I prefer Dropbox over Google Documents, especially that Dropbox is much more appealing to me because of its functionality and unique characteristics or features. That is all. Thank you.